Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Christina Haig. I am the kindergarten and first grade and second grade literacy achievement director, which means I support literacy achievement across all of our KIPP New Jersey schools and our KIPP Miami schools. I am excited to be here with you today and talk a little bit more about tips and tricks for keeping your kids motivated, engaged, and focused during remote learning. So what we're going to do during the next few minutes is I'm going to take you through some of the tips and things that we do in school to help support your child so they're really excited about learning and focused on their learning. A quick caveat, the things I'm going to present are general ideas and guidelines, but you know your child best. You know what will work for your child. So these are just tips. You can pick and choose what you think will work for your child and for your family. So there are four main categories that we're going to cover today: incorporating choice, incorporating routine, incorporating incentives, and incorporating breaks. And you can remember it because it is the acronym CRIB. So we'll go through each one of these and talk a little bit more and give some ideas of things you might want to think about doing at home to support your child. So first, choice. Students and children are empowered when they can adjust the system. Choice is really important for our kids. Choice gives kids a sense of agency, a sense of control and power, which is really helpful for them and really motivating for them. So there are lots of different ways that you can incorporate choice throughout the day for your child so they feel really in control of their learning and of their day and their routine. So here are some ideas. So the first thing I want to talk about is this idea of structured choice. So sometimes you might want to use free choice. Give your child open rein, ask a very open-ended question, and you're okay with whatever they decide to do. At other times, especially probably during remote learning, you're going to want to think about structured choices or limited choices. So this is where you're giving them 2 or 3 options to choose from. So your child feels good because they have that choice and they feel empowered, and you feel good because you've set those choices so you'll know that you'll be okay with whatever they choose. So here are a few examples here on the screen. Free choice would be, what do you want to do today? Whereas structured choice would be, what do you want to work on first today, reading or math? Narrowing their choices a little bit. Free choice would be, what books do you want to read today? Structured choice would be, which books do you want to read in the reading room on Raz Kids? Again, narrowing that choice. And last but not least, what do you want to write about today versus which question do you want to answer for writing? And you'll notice in a lot of the assignments we give and activities we provide, we give kids choice because we know it's such a powerful motivator for them. Now, here are a few non-academic examples for you and things that you might want to use when your kids are doing their work. So free choice is, what do you want to write with? Structured choices, do you want to write with a pencil, a pen, or a marker? All great options. Or what do you want to do during break versus do you want to play a game, play with a toy, or have a dance party during the break? Again, all super fun options. Last but not least, what do you want for snack? Or do you want a granola bar or crackers for a snack? Limiting those choices to things that you're comfortable with. So you can think about many different times of day that you might be able to give your child some structured choice to help them feel in control of their learning and of their day. Okay, so let's move on to routine. So what I want to first say about routine is this does not need to be a very strict, we must do this at this time every single day, because that will be really hard to hold up and be consistent with. What you're going to want to think about is the general flow of your day and what your child's experience will be within the flow of the day. Then you'll want to try to keep that consistent from day to day. So when you're thinking about and planning your routine, really think about this as a flexible framework of the flow of your day and try to think about something you can be consistent with. You're going to need to think about your schedule, your work schedule, your childcare schedule, all of the different things that you're balancing. If you have multiple kids, what are their different schedules? So you'll need to think about that for your family and then think about what routine makes the most sense. But the biggest thing here is to try to keep it consistent from day to day. Consistency is really powerful for kids because it lets them feel like they know what to expect and they feel safe and excited because they know what's coming up. It also builds a lot of independence, which makes it easier on everyone in your family. So when kids know what to expect, they're able to do it on their own without asking you a lot of questions, without you having to remind them a lot of times, which makes it easier on you. I have experienced this firsthand. I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old at home, and I've been trying to work and homeschool them and take care of them. And as we've gotten more into our schedule and routine, they've gotten so much more independent and are able to do a lot more by themselves. Last but not least, one little thing you might want to consider too is think about the challenging tasks for your kids and potentially try to move them closer to the beginning of the day. We know at the beginning of the day, our kids and probably us have a lot more stamina. We're fresh, we're ready to go, we're not tired from a long day. So think about how you might be able to incorporate some of those more challenging tasks at the beginning of the day when kids and adults are a little bit fresher. Okay, so let's talk about incentives. Incentives are fun. So everybody is motivated by incentives, adults and kids. So what I encourage you to think about is how you can build in some incentives into your child's day. So you're going to want to think about small incentives. It doesn't have to be a huge, big thing every time. And then you're going to want to think about bigger incentives that kids maybe can work toward over the course of a day or over the course of multiple days. Again, consider the frequency. So the little incentives you might sprinkle in throughout the day. The bigger ones they might have to work for longer. And then again, as always, be consistent. Consistency is key here. So kids know what to expect and they know what they're working for. Last but not least, something you might want to think about too is making some of these incentives visible. I just put a little snip here of a Post-it I use with my kids. Every day we have one of these Post-its, and after each activity that they do in the morning, if they follow our 3 rules, which are keep your hands and feet to yourself, use nice words, and listen to mommy, they get a star. And so if they get 5 stars in the morning, which is that top row for each of them, then they get to have a special treat after lunch. Then if they get 5 stars in the afternoon, they get to have a special treat after dinner. So you can see this was a good day for them. Not all days are perfect, and not all days the star chart looks like this, but it's good because they learn from it and it really does motivate them. So here are some ideas for small and bigger incentives that you might want to use with your child and your family. So some ideas for small incentives: a star, like I just showed you on that star chart with my kids, a sticker, high fives, a short dance party to their favorite song, or a small piece of candy. Then ideas for bigger incentives, things that kids might work toward over the course of a day or multiple days, might be their favorite snack, their favorite TV show, playing their favorite game. That could be a video game, a board game, playing a game outside, having special time with somebody in your family. I know my kids love special one-on-one mommy time because they rarely get it. Reading a special book together, doing a special activity together like cooking or baking, having a movie night as a family, or having a special meal together. Those are just some ideas. I'm sure you have many more that you could use, but this is just some options that you could think about. And last but not least, we have breaks. Breaks are really important for kids. When your kids are in school, their teachers are giving them brain breaks throughout the day. Research shows that our brains need time to rest, to process information so that we can take in more information and focus. So you'll want to insert frequent small breaks throughout your child's day and also some longer breaks. So I would recommend after every academic activity your child's doing to definitely put in a break. It can be a small break or it can be a longer break, but something so that they can move, they can relax, they can have a chance to decompress for a few minutes before they're tackling the next item. So some ideas for small breaks are dance parties, a quick snack, they can look at a book, they can play a little game like I Spy, rhyming and guessing games are always fun. They can write a note to a friend. They can do whatever sounds good to them that sounds relaxing to them. Again, you know your child best, you know what might work for them. Then for longer breaks, these are times when they get outside, get to run around and play. Maybe do an exercise video if it's raining. Like I know YouTube has some really good workout videos for kids or cosmic yoga for kids. Then during meal times, they'll get to decompress, talk to their siblings, talk to you. watch a TV show, play a board game, play with toys, play with siblings, do arts and crafts. These are all activities you might want to build in throughout the day so that it does break up some of that academic time with a little bit more downtime for their brains to reset. Okay, and finally, the last thing I really want to emphasize, parent to parent, is that you don't have to be perfect, be amazing. We are so, so grateful for everything you're doing to support your child at home. This is a really challenging time. We all have a lot on our plates, a lot of things to consider as the world is so uncertain. So we appreciate all the things you're doing to support your child emotionally and academically. You're doing great. And as you think about incorporating some of these into remote learning with your child, recognize this is a long road. There are going to be bumps. Every day is not going to be perfect, and that's okay. But you're doing a great job, and we really appreciate your partnership and are so thankful for you and for your kids. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, if you need more resources, you can always reach out to your child's teacher. They are there for you all the time. Take care.